private investigator. I've got some books, Assistant Mayor. Inside I have from the United States District Court, Northern District.
This month, the judge issued a temporary restraining order blocking her from making those appointments without approval.
Last month, the judge imposed a temporary restraining order that stopped her from making those appointments without authorization. In the little Illinois town of Dalton, a political drama akin to a reality show is unfolding. The primary cause of the chaos is Mayor Tiffany Henyard, whose controversial leadership, questionable decisions, and ongoing legal battles have shook the community. Have you witnessed all that politics has to offer? Think again. Bitter rivalries, court cases, public outbursts, and a mayor whom some have referred to as a tyrant are all features in this story. Put on your seatbelt because this political drama is just getting started. How did we end up here? And why is everyone in Dalton raving about Mayor Tiffany Henyard? It's almost time to unveil the juicy details that have been making headlines for months. This story is more ridiculous than any political thriller you have ever seen. We promise. First of all, Tiffany Henyard was the first female mayor of Dalton. But rather than her creative leadership, what is drawing notice is the swirl of controversies she has sparked. With lawsuits escalating and questionable high-ranking official nominations, Henyard's time in government has been an unceasing melodrama. Which twist is the most recent? She is currently at odds with her own community's trustees. You heard it right. Henyard is suing the exact people she should work with to manage the community.
Is it a reason why you guys are not paying whatever that vendor is?
What was it for?
It was for shirts.
This firestorm started with a rowdy town board meeting and quickly spiraled out of control. Consider this. Mayor Tiffany Henyard persisted after her attempt to call her own meeting in Village Hall was unsuccessful. In typical theatrical form, she hurried to another meeting being held at the Park District facility, which was being managed by the other village trustees. And how was she received when she arrived? The audience erupted in jeering. Oh no!
But those invoices lead to more questions, and sometimes we don't get answers to those questions, and so it's not about clickbait, it's about just making sure that...
First of all, why were there two separate gatherings? The Illinois Attorney General's office ruled that Village Hall was too small to legally hold all the residents who wanted to attend. The trustees moved their meeting to the Park District offices to ensure that everyone could attend, but Mayor Tiffany Henyard was not pleased. She insisted that Village Hall be the location of the gathering. For a while, when just two trustees showed up, her session quickly collapsed. The chaos is making residents more irritated, which has only made the fire worse. The months-long political infighting has worn down the citizens of Dalton. Critics claim that Henyard runs the village like a one-woman show and is a power-hungry person. One angry neighbor even compared her to a cartoon character, saying it felt like something from a weird TV program, saying that she has not only embarrassed herself but also the community of Dalton. She is acting like Timmy Turner and wasting the town's money in foolish and self-serving ways with fairy godparents. We've never been in the spotlight like this in the 30 years I've lived in Dalton. Please remove this child from the office.
You have all 9 counts. I believe he's cooperating. And if you cooperate, you have to admit you're guilty.
Speaking of unpleasant events, the booing that took place during the Park District meeting was not just a small show of disapproval, it was a total rejection. The locals turned away from Mayor Henyard as she tried to speak, and some even screamed at her, evidently agitated. Henyard attempted to regain control by accusing the trustees of misconduct and asserting that this was her meeting, but the crowd wouldn't have it. After 7 torturous minutes of trying to speak above the cries, Henyard gave up and turned to go. The primary element at the core of the long-running dispute between Henyard and the trustees is power. Henyard has been assigning notable people to key local positions, such as police chief, administrator, and attorney, without getting the necessary board approval. The trustees would not tolerate such a grave breach of protocol. Following their legal battle, the judge ruled in their favor and granted a restraining order that barred Henyard from scheduling appointments and mandated that she get consent before making any further choices.
Today, declining to hold her in contempt, but did warn her that if she did not follow the ruling, he would.
However, this is where things get even more difficult. Even after the judge's ruling, Henyard hasn't exactly been following the court's instructions. As if she still had total authority, she has been bringing the same person she isn't supposed to be appointing into Village Hall. One of the trustees even accused her of urging the legal system to step in, which is equivalent to daring the court to act. Nobody knows how it will end, and it currently appears to be a political chicken game with the court.
That is the finding of an investigation of village finances and the spending habits of beleaguered mayor.
So, how has Mayor Henyard responded to all of these legal concerns? as is her custom, she is going all out. She has filed a lawsuit challenging the legitimacy of the board meetings, accusing the trustees of illegally holding them at the Park District. Henyard is saying that Village Hall is the appropriate venue for these discussions and is asking the court to rule that any business conducted outside of it is illegal. It's a bold move, especially considering the Attorney General's venue size ruling, but Henyard is determined to maintain control at all costs. In an attempt to garner support on social media, Henyard has been portraying herself as a leader who is being singled out by dishonest officials. In an enigmatic tweet, she stated, "I need all my black sheep to stand with me," and added, "You are not alone. If God is on our side, who can be against us?" It is obvious that Henyard views herself as a fighter, battling both the trustees and what she believes to be a larger conspiracy against her. Whether or not Dalton residents agree with her is a different story. Under Henyard's leadership, Dalton has been involved in a long series of legal disputes, this being only the most recent. Allegations of financial mismanagement, backdoor deals, and corruption have sparked serious concerns about the village's government. Federal investigators have already started to take notice, subpoenaing officials in Dalton and Thornton, where Henyard is also a leader. At every turn, Henyard and her administration appear to be embroiled in a new scandal or court battle. Just when you thought things couldn't get any crazier, there are rumors that even more startling revelations are on the horizon. Insiders claim that federal officials have been pressuring Henyard's family members to turn against her. The most startling discovery? The boyfriend of Henyard, who was formerly a key ally, is reportedly helping investigators. If this is the case, it may be terrible for the beleaguered mayor. If someone so close to her is willing to speak, who knows what truths might come to light. One courtroom incident in particular has already gained notoriety. At a recent hearing, Henyard's boyfriend is accused of testifying and revealing a number of damaging details about the mayor's behavior. According to reports, he talked of private conversations, questionable financial dealings, and even bribes that Henyard allegedly accepted from local businesses. At one point, there was so much tension in the courtroom that a knife could pierce it. Evidently furious, Henyard reportedly yelled at her boyfriend and caused a ruckus, disrupting the ceremony. Witnesses described it as a complete collapse when the mayor lost her fury in front of everyone. Her opponents are now more convinced than ever that Henyard is not a good leader, and her criticism has only grown as a result of this judicial drama. Some are even calling for her resignation immediately, arguing that the city cannot afford to have a mayor so entangled in scandal. Despite mounting pressure, Henyard has not given up. She continues to deny all of the charges, claiming they are a part of a political campaign being planned by her rivals. Although Henyard is presenting herself as the victim of a smear campaign, it is uncertain whether the residents of Dalton would embrace that narrative. The people who live in Dalton have definitely had enough. The constant drama, court cases, and public infighting have left the town in a state of turmoil. At past meetings, disgruntled residents have been vocal. Some have even called for an investigation into Henyard's handling of community monies. They want answers and accountability, but with the involvement of federal investigators, it seems that the issue is far from resolved. Chaos is being exacerbated by the town's financial issues. Dalton's finances are in disarray, with excessive spending being cited in a report written by former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot. This financial mismanagement has only increased residents' concerns, who think the hamlet could be on the brink of a total disaster if major changes aren't made soon. Some folks still find the whole situation amusing despite all the chaos. "I hope this keeps dragging out. She's the best clown show ever," one resident even said. "There is a new drama every week, so some people liken it to watching a live reality show." And with the next township meeting coming up soon, things will only become worse. What's next for Mayor Tiffany Henyard and the village of Dalton? Will she survive the growing calls for her resignation, or will the legal fights finally catch up with her? Would new details from the upcoming federal investigation mean her political career was over? We and the residents of Dalton are closely monitoring it. With every new development in this ongoing drama, the stakes will only rise. What do you think? Will Tiffany Henyard be able to hold on to her position of power in spite of all the controversy, or will she finally lose favor? And are the trustees really the heroes in this story, or is there more to it than meets the eye? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below, and return soon for the next section.